thank you again for being here this morning. I'm truly excited to host four amazing people in our small world of hospitality. Hilda Alisandratou, Director of Investment Promotion for Enterprise Greece. Vassilis Themelidis from Wyndham, Regional Director, Southeast Europe. Mr. Elie Milky, Chief Development Officer for Greece, Cyprus, MENA, and for Radisson Hotel. And Mr. Luciano Scarfone, Investment Director for Pygmalion Capital. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct.
Yeah, perfect.
Greek, so I have the right to pronounce it, the way it should be.
Thank you.
So let's start with Ms. Alisandratou. Can you please elaborate with us on how Enterprise Greece supports international investors looking to enter or expand in the Greek market?
Yes, thank you, Kostas, and thank you for the question because, despite the fact that we are based in Greece and we are the country's investment promotion agency, some people don't know how we operate, what we do, and how we can support both the Greek and the international community. So, in a nutshell, Enterprise Greece is the country's investment agency, and we have a clear mission to actually help, facilitate, support, and accelerate investments in all key sectors of the Greek economy, including, of course, one of the main sectors being hospitality and tourism and real estate. So for international investors, what we do is we function as a centralized gateway to streamline access to basically everything. So market intelligence, information, project matchmaking, supporting site location support, but also assistance when it comes to licensing and permitting. So what we're trying to do is actually cooperate and collaborate closely with the interested investors that knock on our door, and these are many, especially the last years, to actually help them de-risk their entry process, make sure that they are very good and familiar with the regulatory and investment environment in Greece, and definitely lead the way when it comes to tourism and tourism investments. One other very, very important aspect that we have within our mandate is actually that we deal and manage the so-called fast-track investment program, which actually is a legal framework that was introduced in Greece and provides incentives mainly to large-scale investments that have an important and significant impact on the Greek economy. So what we do basically is we evaluate these projects and then with a name that they get characterized as being strategic, based on specific qualitative and quantitative criteria. So in a nutshell, I don't want to take any more of the time of my friends here.
Oh, they will have ample time.
Yeah, we have ample time. So I would like to say that we're basically here to make sure that investors are very well aligned with what's going on in Greece, and in fact ensure that investing in the country is a strategic choice.
All right, thank you. My first question to the gentleman goes to Mr. Themelidis. Me and Vassilis go a long way back, so it's easy for me to track what he said and when he said it. So before this panel, I did my research and I started seeing what did he say a couple of years ago. And I bumped into one of his statements about branded residences. And I remember that panel and I said, okay, the guy is working in hotels. And now he's talking about branded residences. He's looking for a career change, that's for sure. And 3 years, 4 years later, today you have to share with us information about branded residences for Wyndham and things that you do actually in Greece. And I would like to ask you, okay, you have the capacity to monitor multiple markets across Europe. Specifically for Greece, how do you see branded residences change in the landscape?
Thank you very much, Kostas. First of all, I would like to say καλημέρα σε όλους και ευχαριστούμε όλοι για την πρόσκληση να είμαστε εδώ σήμερα στην Prodexpo. So, branded residences. I hope that I'm not going to be copying myself with what I said like 3 or 4 years ago. We have to admit that branded residencies as a segment, as a product, it has been around for decades. but it was synonymous to luxury products, like the one that it is currently developing here in Athens, in the ex-Hilton with Waldorf Astoria. So it was synonymous to luxury 5-star plus products. What we have identified in Wyndham 4 or 5 years ago, it was the need, the demand, basically from the real estate sector for upper upscale products in order to introduce them to the different markets. Actually, the first residences product that we have affiliated in our network, it was here in Athens. It was the Wyndham Athens Residences, followed by the Wyndham Residences Piraeus and the Ramada Residences in Chalkidiki. So we see that there is a mix between residential and kind of leisure real estate that we have incorporated into our residences product. Basically, Wyndham, what we are aiming to do in this journey of real estate developers turning or entering the hospitality sector, based on the fact that we are the hospitality experts, we are looking to introduce our brand standards and support them during both the planning, but also the operational aspect of the properties. The interesting aspect of it is that we have entered a brave new world of investors, that they are looking to enter the hospitality arena from a different angle. So we are now seeing a lot of development in the Middle East market on branded residences, even on standalone branded residences for the upper upscale segment. And we see a lot of traction as well in the CIS markets. So basically what we are offering to these developers, to these investors, is we are offering international exposure with a brand. As I mentioned before, we are offering our expertise on how to plan and how to operate their properties. And obviously, we are offering well-known brand names in the source markets that these investors are selling their product. Because we have to remember that in the residences segment, in the residences product, in many cases, the product, it is sold to the consumers or to different investors, either via a golden visa kind of scheme, or in other cases without a golden visa. So we are extremely bullish about residencies. We have quite a strong pipeline here in Greece, so we are aiming to open over the next few years a good number of residencies product. And yeah, I think...
Elie is nodding. I think he is on the same path.
Oh, definitely. I think that all the international brands, I mean, and there are other brands that they have been in this path for quite a number of years. And I think that eventually everyone is going to be entering into the residencies, into the branded residencies arena, as I like to say.
Okay, thank you. So next question to Mr. Elie Milky, a person that I must confess I really admire for his very active presence over the past years and very performing presence in developing new properties. Fun personal story, a couple of years ago, Radisson approached us to handle their PR in Greece. We had a conflict with Accor, so we could not say yes. I was sad, but okay, I was watching these guys, grow, and I saw the first press release, and the second press release, and the third property, and I said, okay, wow, what are they doing? So 15 press releases after that. Can you please elaborate what happened between 2019 and today that, you went from one property to 15, and with more on the pipeline, I think more than ever before. What's going on?
Thank you. It's a good story. I should say it more often as well. When we launched our strategy for Greece in 2019, we were not very well known in the market, or at least our image in the market was not very, very good, to say the least. Investors didn't want to see me. We're like, no, we don't want anything to do with Radisson, or we don't know much about Radisson at the time. But gradually, thankfully, when we educated the market, we we met with more owners, with more investors, local developers, foreign investors, and all of that. We started changing the image, the mindset after the success we've had in the Middle East, in Africa, in Europe, Eastern Europe, Northern Europe, and Western Europe, and Asia. And gradually, we started signing one hotel after the other. So we went from one hotel in 2019. We launched our strategy then to close to 15 hotels and resorts in operation and under development today. We have 5 in operation today, and we're opening 5 next year, in the next 12 months. 2 in central Athens, stunning properties, conversions of listed buildings, almost 300 keys in total. And 3 resorts in the Peloponnese, in Paros, and in Evia. Evia we signed this week. So we're very excited about the potential of the market. We've partnered with white label operators who lease these hotels from different landlords and developers. We are in close collaboration with Hotel Brain, with whom we have 4 hotels and resorts, 4 resorts. We're in talks with other white label operators. We've also signed deals with foreign investors and funds and developers, and that's why we are where we are today. What I would like to say is, I don't want to take too much before Luciano speaks, is that Greece has immense potential. It's got the lowest brand penetration in the Mediterranean, and compared to the Middle East and Europe and Africa, 1%. It was less than 1% of hotels in Greece that are internationally branded. We went up from 2019 to just over 1% now, so that's only 100 hotels and resorts that are internationally branded. If we are to reach 2%, that's another 100 hotels. That's 20 more deals a year for the next 5 years. That's still lower than any other market in the region or in Europe or in the Middle East or in Africa. The potential is strong, but the timing is very important. Many of the deals that we did from 2019 to today, we would do differently in the next 5 years because the market is maturing and becoming more competitive. And I think this is where we could discuss different investors and different ideas as the next point.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Scarfone. Okay. Now the guy that actually pays for the hotels that these guys put the flag on. Pygmalion Capital has a very strong pan-European position, and you have a very successful track record I saw in Spain and Italy. Okay, maybe a cliché question, but what attracted you in Greece? What are the characteristics that you think that the Greek market bears that actually make sense with your investment criteria?
Okay, first of all, thanks for having me here. And, we've been very successful in Spain with Fund 1, and we are going to close Fund 2 soon in Italy with the Hiltons we have. And we saw, through our pan-European strategy that, of course, Greece is the next step. Because, first of all, Greece has strong fundamentals. We have to keep in mind that last year, Greece recorded 36 million of arrivals. So bouncing definitely back from 2019, even ahead. So we have a strong demand, which is mostly from Europe, Germany and UK leading the way. So it's self-feeding market. And in addition, it's a fragmented ownership. So these are the perfect ingredients for us. It's basically what we saw in Spain in 2015, and where basically there were few institutional investors ready to create portfolios and international properties. Because, invest and big funds, big investment funds, once we do them, they want to have a portfolio, they want to have a minimum ticket size to actually acquire when we move into a country. So I would say, strong underlying demand, first of all, and fragmented ownership, and the opportunity to brand and appoint international brand which really needs. Because, once we start with Fund 3, actually, one of the first things our limited partners, investors do is asking, about our strategy. And one of the key points of our strategy is, of course, using an international brand, because that's key for actually when you want to sell the property. So international brand, of course, and the professional white label. Absolutely. But the key underlying factor for me are fragmented ownership, strong demand, and the self-feeding market from Europe. That's the keys.
All right. Okay. So picking up from that question, Hilda, on your side, what makes Greece, you see it as an insider, what makes Greece an attractive destination for tourism investments today? What do you see the opportunities on your side?
So that's a very good question, because we get that a lot from investors as well. I think today we can all agree here in this room that Greece makes a wonderful and compelling investment proposition in the tourism sector. Looking first of all at the macro level, we see that we've achieved a remarkable economic turnaround with sustained GDP growth and a very strong credit outlook with continuous upgrades from internationally renowned credit rating agencies, being one of the fastest economies in the Eurozone according to the European Commission reporting. That's on the macro level, so confidence there is really high, and we've heard that from previous speakers as well. And we see an investment momentum, and we see that the investor appetite is really growing. So that's on a macro level. Then, of course, Greece, we all know that it's got a specific range of unique characteristics, unique competitive advantages that make it a standout destination today in a very competitive environment, as we've heard from my friends. But you see, for example, Mediterranean culture, heritage, history, the fact that, of course, there's attention from the Greek government to support these kind of investments, and they have introduced during the last years a pile of very significant reforms and incentives that make an investor's choice easier. And of course, it is to our privilege as the national IPA that it makes our work easier. So from this standpoint, we see that combining all these characteristics, you have a magnet for investment right now, and you have Greece turning into a hub for travel, a regional and an international hub for travel. So what we see and what we are trying to do as Enterprise Greece is to actually inform about the advantages that Greece today offers to prospective investors. And for people and for companies looking to enter the country or expand their activities in Greece and would be looking for performance, for example, and scale, well, Greece is one of the best cases right now, offering authenticity and strategic value.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Back to you, Vassilis, with a totally different topic, which is quite relevant for the Greek destination, though. Secondary locations. Fun fact and fun story, if you want to make Vassili angry, you can ask him in which Wyndham you can stay in London. You will infuriate him. The closest Wyndham to London is in Edinburgh. So, secondary locations. You have been a huge fan for years now. You have been an advocate of the value that they can bring. Can you guide us through your strategy in Greece and how you approach that investment proposition that a secondary location might have? And sorry for the London thing. Yeah.
No, it's absolutely fine. We are about now, I mean, you are going to be positively surprised next year. So we are not going to invite you.
You are turning your offices into a hotel.
We are not going to invite you, yeah.
You are turning your offices into a hotel.
The invitation list now has -1 name. But anyway, so secondary destinations. First of all, and I think, again, we have discussed this in our last panel a couple of years ago when we have introduced the idea of secondary destinations for Greece. And we were really happy to see that we are aligned with the initiative that was put forward by the Greek state to promote and develop touristically the less, let's say, touristic destinations of our country. I have to admit that there is a lot of demand coming now from secondary destinations here in Greece, not only here in Greece, but in other mature destinations as well. We see interest coming in. Obviously, we have to evaluate, first of all, the size of the projects, because in many cases we are talking about small establishments in terms of room count. In other cases, and in most of the cases, what we are evaluating is the international kind of proximity of these destinations.
Does it have to do with the tier of clientele? Is it going to be premium economy? Do you see any pattern on this?
There is not necessarily a pattern. It really depends on the destination. So, for example, if you go to a secondary, let's say, touristic island or an island here in Greece, you might
name us a few.
You might find there, more kind of attractiveness to the luxury segment. If you go to the north part of Greece or to the northwest part of Greece, then you are going to see more of the, Balkan source markets, drive to a kind of source markets, picking up these destinations.
May I interrupt you? We have journalists here. They're expecting to, exit the panel with some news. Do you have any wish list? Do you have any destinations that you are looking after?
They have to talk to me after the panel.
Okay. Okay, no news.
The idea is very simple. Definitely, for us, secondary destinations is still on focus. North part of Greece, based on the proximity of the Balkan markets. We have already the example of Ramada Plaza in Thraki, which is attracting, based on the Ramada brand, it is attracting clients from Turkey and the Balkans. So, yeah, we have a good example, and we are looking to replicate this.
Okay. Elie, to you.
I'm sorry. May I share a news flash? Because you said they're looking for news.
Yeah, sure, please.
Like only 2 days ago, very, very recently, our CEO was elected as a regional director for Europe to the steering committee of WIPA, which is the World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies.
Really?
So this actually, so this is a new, this is not only a good thing for Enterprise Greece, of course, this is for our country, and that's why I'm mentioning this, because it shows that Greece is becoming a hub and a pillar of growth, credibility, and prominence to the global investment landscape. So that's very good news for everyone.
Thank you, Hilda. Thank you for understanding the needs of this panel. So back to you, Elie. We're going in a 2-round.
I could add to what Vassilis was saying. To simplify it even more, I would like to, when we launched our strategy for Greece, the main markets for us were the focus markets, or the primary locations would be Athens, Thessaloniki, and then we'd look at the main islands of Mykonos, Santorini, Corfu, and Crete, in simple terms. And then the secondary markets would be everything else, including what we still had in the primary focus markets, the Peloponnese and Halkidiki, because we believe these are very, very attractive destinations. And what we've achieved so far is that we signed this year a 100-key resort in Paros, which is opening in April. It was announced earlier this year. And we also signed just yesterday,
really,
which hasn't been announced yet, but will be, a 322-key resort in Evia. And Evia wasn't a primary market for us, it's a secondary market. So to support Vassilis' point, there is a lot of opportunity. Our resort in the Peloponnese in Githio is opening next summer as well, 150 keys, Radisson Blue, beautiful property. And the Peloponnese has always been a region that we are very interested in. And we've looked at different locations there as well.
That's perfect.
So,
anything else than 2026 pipeline, just to wrap it up?
Yeah. We're very proud to say that we are, with 5 hotels in operation today, we've got 5 opening in 2026.
That's perfect.
And that includes Paros, Evia, Peloponnese, as well as the 2 in central Athens.
Perfect. Now, Mr. Scarfone, last question for you. If you could elaborate a bit more on your investment strategy, especially when it comes to Greece, and I will also add for our journalist friends, if you have any wish lists.
Yeah, definitely.
A man with a wish list.
Absolutely. Our strategy is very clear. That's why it's been successful so far. First of all, the ticket size. We look at least for investment with 15, 20 million horizon, up to 100. Then, we can discuss if a big portfolios, of course. And second, there has to be an opportunity on the price. Absolutely. Third, there has to be the opportunity to create some value with the CapEx, whether creating additional key or reposition the property. We thought we need to have the opportunity to appoint the right brand, or the right brand has to be in place, because we've seen so many times the wrong brand being the hotel and actually ruin the hotel with, PIP that makes no sense, product improvement plan. And last, which is crucial, is having the right partner, the right white label to partner with. There has to be approved from the brand has to be tested by us. I think this is what really, these 4 or 5 elements together, they're really, for us, are really crucial. And we have a balanced approach across Europe and across Greece as well. We don't want to just do urban hotel or resort hotel. We're very balanced. So, Athens, Thessaloniki, Rhodes, Crete, if we have opportunities in the Peloponnese as well. But the deal has to have these 4 or 5 pillars if you want to really have a look at it.
Okay, thank you. Unfortunately, our time is up. I had plenty of questions for AI, ESG, and all the other, hot stuff. Gentlemen, Ms. Alisandratou, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for it.
Thank you.
Thank you.